My new to me 2008 Saab 9.3 convertible has a few small items that it needs that I've noticed in my short ownership of the car so far. So today we're gonna start knocking some of those items off the list. Let's get started. This is quite a random assortment of things here. We have a driver's floor mat, we have a lock and unlock button, we have a little random mat, and then we have a license plate frame. We're actually gonna be doing something odd with this license plate frame at the end of the video, so we'll do that last. I'll show you all what I mean. But before we do any of this, there's something else I wanna start off with. First order of business today is something that is very exciting for me. As you guys might be able to tell, I like license plates. And we finally got the license plate in for the convertible. And in addition to that, we also have this little gift I got from Anthony Farrow when I bought the convertible from him, which is a Saab accessory custom license plate frame in stainless steel, just finished in black, which I think is going to look absolutely sick. So this Keep Arizona Beautiful plate is going to match so well with the Fusion Blue, I think. And it's a plate that I've been admiring for years now, and I finally have a car to put it on. So I'll put a picture on the screen of some of the other license plates I was looking at doing, but this I think is the right choice. So let's get these installed. I always pick up little pieces of hardware like this at the junkyard whenever I'm there, because this car only came with 2 license plate bolts. And so I always like to grab these little OEM bolts at the yard, so that way if I buy a car like this, I can just throw 2 new ones on and have a full set of 4. So the kit comes with some spacers, but I don't think I'm going to be able to use those spacers because these bolts are not long enough for that. But we're still going to use these caps because these will be nice and clean. Nice little attention to detail. So a little bit of final adjustment. Tighten that down. Close those caps. Oh yeah, check that out. The license plate is green, but it actually looks blue with the Fusion Blue paint. That looked even better than I even would have thought. So a lot of you probably don't care about this, but I'm a big sucker for license plates. The black bezel really looks so much better than the white, but we've got a lot more to do in this video. Let's keep going. Let's start with the couple of easier things, which are just going to take a few seconds. First off is this little pad. If you own a 9.3, you probably recognize this part. This is just a little rubber pad that goes in the cup holder area, right down here in the center console. And you can see, for some reason, my car does not have one. So I just grabbed one of these. It's all cleaned up now, ready to go in. And this is something I've been waiting to do pretty much since I bought the car. Look at that. That's some good little small details completed. Quickly, I want to mention, if you're looking for an OEM radio upgrade for these cars, 07 Plus, check out the video in the top corner I just uploaded. This is a really good OEM looking head unit that is completely plug and play. As I mentioned, we're also going to be installing a driver's floor mat. Now, when I got this car, it had a driver's floor mat, and a driver's floor mat that fits in there pretty well. However, you might notice one very peculiar thing about that floor mat, and that is it is out of a Toyota Highlander. This is the Toyota font that they use. The RAV4 that we've got out there has the same exact font on its floor mats, and I just found this extremely odd. One, that it fits. 2, that it's even here. So thankfully I sourced a used floor mat, and we can swap this in. The rest of the floor mats are factory Saab mats, but that's just very odd. By the way, still have not been able to use the wind deflector because it's just so freaking hot out. But if you want to see how I restored this wind deflector, you can check out the video in the top corner. So let's get this floor mat out, get the new one installed, and then we can move on with replacing this button, which I'm sure some of you will find pretty informative. Out with the Toyota mat, and you can see I did vacuum this car pretty recently, so I'm not going to bother vacuuming it again. It's very clean under here, and in with our factory gray mat, which is also out of a manual car, I should add, because my understanding is the manual floor mats are a little bit different. So you can see that fits in there perfectly, matches the gray just as it should. these little details just, they make such a big difference to me. So let's pan over here now to our door panel. Our lock and unlock button right here has been quite worn, unfortunately, just from years of use. I've never actually seen this before in a car, but this one unfortunately needs some work, so we've sourced a new button. The way that we're going to replace this is by removing the door panel, and then in the back of the door panel we'll be able to pop off the little button. We might have to pull the whole handle off, but I think we can get away with just popping off the button and popping the new one in and connecting it up. From what I've gathered on WIS, removing the convertible door panel is not much different than doing so on a sedan. Although it looks like there was one extra step involved, which is popping this piece off right here, which I think might have a broken tab or two just based on how it's sitting currently. If you have a convertible and are doing this job, there is a little Torx screw right on this side right here. And it looks like we have one tiny little connector for the window controls that will undo, and that piece just comes right off. Next step is going to be removing the door handle. So this can be a little tricky, but if you get up under here and pull it up and over, so I'm pulling up and then pulling this over the window switches, you can unhook that, and then if you just keep twisting, you feel like you might break it, it'll pop off the rest of the way. If you're not careful, you can snap off this top corner. I can see this one is a little cracked from having been removed before, so don't pull on it too hard. You don't want to break that, but that's off. Next, there are two T30 bolts right in here. Our last step, there's a variety of clips around the entire perimeter of the door panel. So I'm just going to stick a trim tool in here. It actually looks like the convertibles might be different. I'm not seeing the normal pop clips. Looks like they're a different kind of clip. Now we can unhook this from the top, just pull it up and over. And that is our door panel off. This may not be news to a lot of you, but here are the kind of clips that you're dealing with instead of those typical pop rivets that you would see, plastic rivets on the other door panels. So those you just, looks like, kind of pull them up and they just kind of came all right out at once, which was nice, went a lot smoother. But here is the back of our door handle right here, and so this is the piece we need to replace. The lighting is pretty bad back there, so here's what it looks like on our donor piece. Here is the back side of it, and you can see there are four little tabs where this piece just clips straight into there like that. So we just need to pop the old one out, unplug it, and then we can slide the new one in and plug it in. If I gently pull on these tabs, just pops right out. Super easy. There's a good before and after. This one is a little bit more yellowed, you can see, but I'm never going to notice that. I'm much more concerned about that atrocity right there. Just clip that right in. Nice and easy, plug it in. I'm gonna be careful not to lose our mirror switch wire right there. I wanna hook this over the windowsill here, and I guess at the same time I'm also gonna have to find these homes for these clips. Okay, so I got the bottom ones in. Couple of T30 bolts. Pop this cover back on. If your interior door handle pulls out of the leather here when you close your door, you can check out the video in the top corner for how to fix that. Because I'm sure there's a couple of you out there that have that issue. I've had that issue before, and you definitely want a door panel to be working as it should. Last but not least, I'm gonna slide this piece in, not forgetting my mirror connector. There's a variety of clips. I'm just gonna make sure go where they should. This one definitely has a couple broken clips, which explains why it doesn't fit the nicest. That's gonna be another piece that's on my list of parts to get. And there we go, all back together with a new button. And this brings us to our last item for today's video, this license plate frame. So I mentioned we're gonna do something a little weird with this. Now you might be wondering, why not just put it on the plate we just installed. And part of the reason is I like this text on the plate. I like being able to see the entire plate, all the graphics on it. And if I put this on here, it would block a lot of that and kind of look goofy. So I had a crazy idea. We're gonna Saabify the Audi a little bit because I got this license plate frame for this car when I bought it, and you can see the sun has just done a number on it over the years, which is a bit disappointing. You can see how yellowed and gross it is, and one of those little caps fell off. So I figured, good opportunity to kind of replace almost like for like, but give it a little Saab touch. I think it'll look real good, so let's do it. Yeah, this thing is worse than I thought it was. Wow, definitely time to get rid of this. Good news is because there's only 2 of them, I can reuse these little caps because I only have 3 good caps. So you won't see the ugly silver bolts. I will say I'm not a huge fan of plate frames that only allow 2 bolts because that usually means when you shut the trunk you get a big rattle from the plate. But it's a small trade-off for adding a Swedish touch to this thing. I would say that not only looks better, but knowing where it came from is pretty cool. I already have one of these on my sedan, if you're wondering. I have the chrome version that actually came off our 9.5 wagon that we used to own. So it has a little bit of sentimental value, so I figured putting it on here would be pretty good. But that's all we've got for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Got a few little things done on the convertible. So if you guys enjoyed, please give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you all very soon with another video.